Have you ever wondered why so many Nigerian students get denied a US visa? Maybe you have, or you know someone that has been denied previously. Well, today I'm breaking down all the real reasons with case studies so you don't make the same mistakes. Stay to the end to find out key tips that can make all the difference. Reason 1. Insufficient proof of strong ties to Nigeria. I knew someone, let's call her Funke, who at the point of interview was asked what she planned to do after study, and she said, I don't know, I would like to probably stay and work, and eventually she got denied. In this case, we have to remember that the US sees every student coming in as a possible migrant. So until you prove otherwise, that you're not coming to stay, they would think you are and they will be skeptical about giving you the visa. Instead of saying things like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll just stay back, you can be very clear. Show strong ties to Nigeria. If Funke had said something like, I plan to come back to Nigeria to use my skills and the knowledge I'll gain from business administration studying in the US to help my uncle's logistics firm, possibly she would have been given that visa. So, whatever it is that you're doing, make sure you always show strong ties to your own country. Reason 2. Weak financial evidence. This one, I have to say it again, so you pay full attention. Weak financial evidence. Your sponsor cannot be earning 200k and somehow have 50 million to sponsor you to study in the US, which was the case for Tobechuku. Tobechuku said his uncle was sponsoring him, and that his uncle was a small-scale farmer earning 200,000 naira. But somehow, this same uncle was able to provide a 50 million bank statement. To any interviewer or recruiter, that looks very suspicious. Even to you, it will look suspicious. Do you know how many years you would have to save 200k for to get 50 million? If you are planning to study in the US, then you have to constantly be sure that whatever document you are going to place down for your financial evidence has to be verifiable and has to be realistic. Also, have that conversation with yourself and probably your family. If you cannot afford to go, it may be better for you to not apply at all than to apply and get a denial. Or you could also apply for scholarships, but that is a different topic. Reason number 3, inconsistent application documentation. Look, this part also cannot be overemphasized. You cannot have conflicting information on your DS 160 and on your F1. You can't have conflicting information on your document and say something entirely different at interview stage. Everything you say or everything you write has to be consistent, has to be the same. In the case of Miriam, she said on her application form that her uncle was going to be sponsoring her. But once she got to the interview panel, she said her parents were sponsoring her. That is already a red flag, because things like this are things that are simple and that the interviewer expects that you have very solid knowledge of. It's the same thing with your course. You can't have a different course on your application form and state a different course at the point of interview. What that simply tells you is this: everything you say or do during the process of application and at interview stage has to be consistent and has to be the same. Without that, you are very likely going to get refused. Let's move on to reason 4, insufficient proof of academic justification or very weak academic justification. We had someone, let's call him Toby, who at the point of interview was asked why he was going to study public health. And then he goes, oh, because I want to help people. And then the interviewer goes ahead to ask him, but how does this specifically relate to your career goals or your career plans? And he couldn't say anything. Whatever course you're going to study or whatever reason you're going for, you have to have enough strong backings for it. You should know why you are selected to study a course, and you should also know why you are elected to go to a country. What that does is that it saves you potential outbreak of denials. Your academic justification has to be solid. Reason number 5, as we approach the end of this video, is bad interview performance. People of God, I'm a Nigerian myself, so I understand that a lot of Nigerians do not like being interviewed. But trust me, interviews are not a big bang boss. Your interviewer is not your hospital teacher. They will not flog you if you don't do well. But if you don't do well, you can get a denial. Which means what? Prepare well for your interviews. In the case of Amanda, at the point of interview, she was so nervous that she couldn't string 2 sentences together. Why are you going to study? I don't know. Why did you choose this school? I don't know. It's because it's a good school. We get that nerves can be a function or can apply or can play out when you are at your interview phase. But with enough practice, you can deal with your nerves. What this is telling you is that if you have plans to study in the US, then you have to practice before your interview. Also, there's a flip side to this. You don't have to cram every single thing you're going to say, but you should practice enough to be able to speak confidently. Confidence is key. Lack of confidence can kill your chances of studying abroad. Number 6 would be previous visa deniers or overstay. My people of God, please and please do not lie on your application. If you have been previously denied, have the good sense to say you've been denied. In Police's case, he overstayed. He had been in the US before on a visiting visa and he stayed 6 extra months. Now he's back and he wants to go back to study, and obviously he gets denied because it's clear on their system that he has previously overstayed. That already puts a marker on your moral character or on your integrity as a person, and nobody wants to bring people that they know are dishonest into their country. Secondly, it's just much preferable to stay within the limits of whatever conditions that you have on your current visa. So if you have plans to overstay on that visa that you are on currently, don't do it. Secondly, if you've been denied before, be confident enough to say why you've been denied and show that the reasons why you've been denied before are things that you have already dealt with. So don't lie about denials and don't overstay on your visa, please. Final reason number 7 for this video is a fraudulent document. Submitting a fake bank statement is not playing smart. Submitting fraudulent transcript is not a way of showing that you have sense. Please don't submit fake bank statements. Don't submit fraudulent documents. Don't submit anything that you know you cannot prove that is not authentic or original to you. These things would all affect at the point of getting the visa. So let's recap the 7 things that could harm your chances or that could assure you a visa denial as follows. Number 1, insufficient proof of strong ties to Nigeria. Please always show that you have strong ties to Nigeria and you have reasons to come back. Number 2 is weak financial evidence. Do not apply with financial evidences or bank statements that look inauthentic or that are not genuine, and also be sure that whoever it is that is sponsoring you has the ability to actually sponsor you. Number 3 is poor or weak academic justification. So know what you are going to study. Be sure that what you are going to study is also something that aligns with your career goals and something that you can show and prove clearly. Number 4 is bad interview performance. To overcome this, practice, but don't cram. Don't get to the point where your answers also sound robotic. Practice and be able to talk in your own natural voice. Number 5 is know your course and your career plan. Also use verifiable documents. So be consistent in your information. The information on your documents are also the same thing you have to say at the point of interview. Finally, please do not lie about previous denials and do not overstay on your visa. And please do not submit fraudulent documents. These are things that can possibly save you a denial or rejection. And if you want more tips like this, then subscribe, like this video, comment, and we'll see you in the next one.